This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by the WBO World Welterweight Champion Brian Norman Jr. over Zoom. Brian, it's good to see you. Good to speak to you. How are you? How is life treating you?
I'm doing wonderful. Life treating me good. Got a fight in, I'm gonna say 2.5 weeks. So just ready to get this thing started.
You mentioned 2.5 weeks out. You defend that world title of yours. How does it feel? How has your life changed, if at all, since becoming world champion?
I won't say it changed that much. I don't really like doing much, so I'm not really outside like that. So regarding the outside, everything's still the same for me. I live life in the gym, so for the most part, everything's still the same. It's just a mental change, I guess you would say. Now I'm training like a champion, thinking like a champion, and moving like a champion. So now it's time to prove that I'm the champion, March 29th.
Something I was going to ask you. Obviously, you're the champion now. You're the man being hunted. You're the man everybody wants to fight. You're the man who has something everybody wants. Whereas previously it was the other way around. You wanted something that somebody else had. What's going to separate you from the rest of the pack? What's going to make sure you stay ahead of the game?
Simply the work that you put in. So the work that I put in, I truly believe in. I studied the game. I study all the greats in boxing, and history will repeat itself. So I study the good that they do, and I take that. I study the bad that they do, and I leave it. So I'm just placing myself in the right part of history.
Talking about this bout with Derrieck Cuevas. It's a bout which was delayed from last year. So do you feel relieved somewhat to be able to get it on, get past this man who you've been thinking about for a prolonged period of time?
Can you repeat that for me?
This fight with Derrieck Cuevas was obviously been delayed from last year. So is it something you're looking forward to just kind of being able to put to bed now when you eventually share a ring?
Oh, most definitely. I won't say put it to bed. I'm just ready to step in general. Like I'm ready to actually just get it started to, prove myself because, like I haven't fought since May of last year. So um I feel like I have something to prove. And of course Derek Cuevas being who he is, very tough competitor. So I think this is the perfect opponent for me to get a knockout with. And it's time to show the world who Brian Norman is.
I know you just said get the knockout, but how do you expect to see this fight unfold? What should everybody expect from Cuevas?
I believe he's going to come out heavy. He's going to come out hard, and I believe that would be the downfall of him. And I've seen videos where he think he is just bigger and stronger than me. What he don't realize is your eyes are deceiving you. But even still, let's say you are bigger and stronger, size is not everything. I got skills added to my game as well. So I feel like he is underestimating me, even though I'm the champion.
Do you feel like we see a statement performance from you on the 29th, Brian?
You're about to see a highlight. I'm gonna tell you that. A new star is born March 29th.
I know you don't want to look too far into the future, but the welterweight division, it's quite open for somebody to really come in and dominate it. I know you've got the Boots and Stanionis unification, but aside from that, nobody's really kind of taken over since Terence moved up and obviously Errol moved up alongside him. So do you feel like you've got the chance now to become the main man at welterweight?
I feel like I will be the main man at welterweight, no matter what. Depending on who wins the Stanionis and Boots fight, I can I want that fight. I want WBC with Mario Barrios. That's the fight. He ain't got anything lined up, so we can make that one next, or the one Stanionis and Boots. But no matter what, all these belts about to be mine. And then you got some other guys coming up to the division. They can get this work as well.
When you look at potential fights, then you mentioned even those guys moving up. You like to see your Devin Haney's, your Ramirez's, Teofimo Lopez has mentioned moving up. Amongst all of those champions currently in the division, who do you feel like would be your toughest test?
Brian Norman Jr., only the man in the mirror. I don't feel like there's any challenge out there besides myself. As long as you G check yourself at all times and you on point, there's no other greater challenge.
Well, and I do obviously want to ask you as well about the specifics around a potential boot tennis fight. I know Matchroom reached out and tried to make that fight, and there was a lot of talk about you turning that down last year. What can you tell me from your understanding as to why we didn't see yourself and Boots secure a fight?
I feel like Eddie Hearn was playing bad business. He really didn't want the fight to happen. He offered me less than everybody else. We offered just a little bit more, and I was in Philly. Stanios is getting paid more than I was, and he not even fighting in Philly. He offered Charles Conwell 300,000, which was underpaying, and I was at 154. But yet, when he get offered 5 million for Virgil Ortiz at 154. Now he's saying he don't want to go to 154. So I feel like they're just doing a whole bunch of bad business, and their real deal did not want to make that fight happen. But that's besides the point. In the future, I'm at 147 for a long time, and we can make that fight happen.
Just as I haven't had a chance to speak to you or somebody a part of your team to kind of delve a bit more into it, I did speak to Bozy Ennis about it, and I asked him about the previous sparring experiences. And obviously, in the moment back then, there was a sense of frustration. A deal couldn't be agreed, and he said when you guys sparred, he said his words was that Boots broke you down in 3 to 4 rounds in sparring. He said that you wanted to stop it in the 5th round, but initially the team said that you could do as many rounds as possible, so you was kind of forced into completing 6 rounds. And what do you recall from your sparring experiences with Boots?
First thing first, that's a lie. But it was actually very, very great work. I learned a lot. Great sparring. Um, I took a lot from it, and going forward, I know for a fact I can knock Boots out. Not just beat him, but knock him out.
How many weaknesses did you see then from that sparring? And a lot of people, for example, they weren't too impressed from his rematch with Chuchadzia, and a lot of people felt that he didn't deliver that performance people would have expected.
I'm gonna be real with you. We keep talking about Boots, but I got a fight coming up in 2.5 weeks, so I can't look past my current opponent, which is Derrieck Cuevas. So if Boots get past his test and I get past mine, then we can speak on that.
That's fair enough, Brian. Obviously, don't want to push you too much into that. So, on the theme of fighting Vegas, Derrieck Cuevas, then just an exciting time in general for you and for your career, and to really kick on into a sense of activity now on the back of frustrations last year.
One more time.
Just looking for that sense of activity now with Derrieck Cuevas, beat him, and then you can look forward to a big 2025.
Oh, most definitely. I'm trying to be as active as possible. If I can get 4, possibly 5 fights in, trust and believe I'll do it. I fight every month if need be. But this a lifestyle for me, so I look at it like a sparring session, and I spar all the time, so I can keep getting back in no matter what. I'm young, so I recover fast. I don't really see no problem with it at all.
It's an interesting point you make there, Brian, because usually when somebody becomes a world champion, we used to see them fight a little less regularly. But do you feel like you could, provided there's no injuries or anything to overcome, you could fight 3, 4, and as you said, 5 times a year?
But most definitely, like I said, I'm still young. I'm still in the game. I'm real disciplined, so it's not like I'm in and out the gym. I'm always in the gym. I'm always working, so I'm always in shape. So should you give me a 2 week notice, 3 week notice, best believe I'm still in shape for that fight as well.
Obviously, when the initial bout with Derek was postponed, what was you doing away from that? Are you somebody who you like to study fights, you watch boxing religiously, you like to see what other fighters, whether it be past eras of fantastic fighters or current fighters, who you like to watch and learn off of? What do you do in those moments when you're not preparing for a fight?
No matter what, it's not necessarily preparing for a fight. No matter what, I am my biggest battle. So I'm always checking what I need to work on. So let's say I couldn't necessarily do everything physically that I could have, but I was still working on my mental. Okay, and make sure I'm doing it, make sure I'm doing it, making sure that I'm on point. So when I am able to physically come back into the game how I want to, everything is lined up, everything is on point. So it's not just all about the physicals, it's also about the mental.
I always ask a fighters this question who I haven't spoken to previously, but given where you are now in the world, where as a world champion, when you step between the ropes, how much do you think that we see that we haven't, or sorry, how much do you think we don't get to see that you do in training?
You mean like regarding the skills or
So
what?
in terms of like, so let's say when you step between the ropes, we only get to see, say, 50% of what you're actually doing in the gym, or you might feel like we only see a fraction of what you are producing in the gym.
Oh yeah. You haven't seen anything yet at all, literally. Um, my next fight, you'll see a whole lot more if he can take it. But trust me, you haven't seen anything at all, and I'm one of them. I am one of those greats. I am one of those legends. I just have to get the resume down, pat the shoulder.
It just feels like speaking to you, Brian. We're in for quite a night on March 29th, and it seems like you've got it set in your mind. You're going to put a bit of a beat down on Derek Cuevas.
I mean, I'm here for a reason. I signed that contract and I'm the assassin. So now I got to complete that.
Brian, just before we wrap this up and leave a final word to yourself, anything you want to leave on, anything you'd like to say to everybody ahead of March 29th?
Shout out to y'all for coming to try to speak to me. I appreciate that. Love the interview. But March 29th is go time. It's time to show the world what Brian Norman Jr. is and show them that the South got something to say out here in Atlanta, Georgia. But tune in and watch your boy go to work.
Brian, I appreciate your time. Good luck with the rest of camp. Good luck on the 29th. And I'm sure I'll speak to you again soon. Thank you for speaking to me in Boxing News.
I got your boss. Got your boss,
Thank
man.
you.
Appreciate you.